In the electrifying atmosphere of the UEFA Champions League final, Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid delivered a match filled with drama, skill, and intense competition. This clash not only marked the end of a thrilling season, but also represented the final Champions League appearances of Dortmund's resilient captain, Marco Reus, and Madrid's elegant midfielder, Toni Kroos. Real Madrid, a club synonymous with success, entered the 2023-24 Champions League with a history of 14 titles, hungry for another. Despite stumbling in the previous season, they were determined to reclaim their dominant form. In stark contrast, Borussia Dortmund, fueled by ambition and yet to win a Champions League trophy, faced immense pressure to prove their ability and make history. The question loomed: could Real Madrid extend their legacy as Europe's football royalty, or would Dortmund seize their moment to claim their first Champions League crown? Join us as we dive into the thrilling journeys of Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid in the 2023-24 UEFA Champions League. After two initial losses, the murmurs grew louder. Could Borussia Dortmund turn it around? Fans were anxious, questions swirled, and the pressure mounted. Landing in the scary group of death alongside AC Milan, Newcastle United, and PSG, Dortmund's Champions League campaign seemed doomed from the start. The journey began with a nightmarish trip to Paris, PSG, spearheaded by Kylian Mbappe, who dominated for most of the match. A controversial penalty just before half-time set the tone, and former Borussia player Achraf Hakimi made it 2-0 shortly after. Dortmund only found their footing in the closing stages, but it was too little, too late. A 2-0 defeat left fans worried and critics vocal. Back home, facing AC Milan, Dortmund needed a response. Despite the strong performance, they couldn't find the back of the net. Felix Mcher missed a crucial late chance, and Gregor Kobel's heroics in goal only managed to salvage a point. With just 1 point from their first two games, doubts about their ability to progress loomed large. Could they break free from this cycle of disappointment? Then, a glimmer of hope emerged. At St James's Park, facing Group F leaders Newcastle United, Dortmund needed a miracle. The atmosphere was electric, the stakes impossibly high. Felix Mcher's goal provided a lifeline, and they held on with a gritty, combative performance to secure their first victory. Relief swept over the team, but the journey was far from over. Back in Dortmund, hosting Newcastle again, they played with renewed confidence. Niklas Füllkrug's early goal set the tone, and Julian Brandt's late strike sealed a 2-0 victory. This win was a crucial step towards the knockout stages, lifting their spirit and reigniting their belief. Their momentum continued in Milan, where they delivered a commanding performance. Goals from Marco Reus, Jamie Bino-Gittens, and Karim Adeyemi secured a 3-1 victory, guaranteeing their spot in the knockout stages. The team's strength and determination were clear, and their objective now was to top the group. The final group match against PSG at Signal Iduna Park was high stakes and intense. Dortmund had the Parisians on the ropes, taking the lead through Karim Adeyemi. However, PSG quickly equalised. Despite the draw, Dortmund's earlier efforts ensured they finished top of the group of death. Could Borussia Dortmund maintain their momentum from the group stage in the high-pressure knockout rounds? Their clash with PSV Eindhoven would not prove to be that easy. In the first leg at the Philips Stadion, Daniel Malin opened the scoring against his former club with a brilliant piece of individual play. However, Dortmund's joy was short-lived. Luuk de Jong equalised from the penalty spot. Dortmund did a good defensive job for the remainder of the match, ensuring Dortmund left with a 1-1 draw, putting them in a decent position for the return fixture. Back at Signal Iduna Park, the second leg saw the Dortmund faithful play a crucial role. The atmosphere was electric, and it spurred Borussia to a flying start. Jadon Sancho scored in the 3rd minute, giving Dortmund an early lead. The tension was high as the match drew to a close. In stoppage time, Marco Reus secured Dortmund's place in the quarter-finals with a 95th minute goal, sending the stadium into a craze. Would Borussia Dortmund's dream run in the Champions League continue against the battle-hardened Atletico Madrid? This was the ultimate test of their ability and ambition. In the first leg in Madrid, Dortmund's aspirations were swiftly challenged. Atletico, known for their aggressive style, took control early, scoring twice within the first 30 minutes. The black and yellow camp was left panicking, However, a glimmer of hope appeared when substitute Sebastian Haller found the back of the net in the 81st minute. Would this goal be enough to give hope for a comeback at their home ground? Returning to the Signal Iduna Park, Dortmund knew they needed a spectacular performance. Julian Brandt and Ian Maatsen responded to the fans' call and put Dortmund 2-0 up. But Atletico fought back, with an own goal by Mats Hummels and a strike from Angel Correa levelling the aggregate score. The match hung in the balance, with Dortmund facing potential heartbreak. In the final nerve-wracking minutes, Niklas Füllkrug scored to restore Dortmund's lead, and Marcel Sabitzer sealed the deal with a decisive goal. The 4-2 victory sent the stadium into craze as Dortmund reached the Champions League semi-finals for the first time in 11 years. Could Borussia Dortmund continue their fairy tale run and reach the Champions League final? Most pundits and fans at this point thought that their underdog run would come to an end as they faced the giant PSG. In the first leg at Signal Iduna Park, the atmosphere was electric. Despite the clear underdogs, Dortmund looked confident from the start. They took a deserved lead in the 36th minute through Niklas Füllkrug, assisted by Nico Schlotterbeck. Lady Luck smiled at them as PSG hit the woodwork multiple times. But Dortmund held firm for a 1-0 victory, setting up a promising position for the second leg. Would this lead be enough to withstand PSG's onslaught in Paris at their home ground? In the return leg at Parc des Princes, the stakes were sky high. Mats Hummels played a pivotal role, not only in defence, but also in scoring the decisive goal with a header from a corner in the 50th minute. The Parc des Princes echoed with black and yellow chants as BVB sealed their return to the Champions League final with another 1-0 win. Well, how did Real Madrid fare in the group stages? It helps if your group isn't the group of death. Quite easy. Carlo Ancelotti's high-flying side lived up to the billing in the group stage, bringing Group C to its knees as Napoli, Braga and Union Berlin couldn't take a point against them. Not only did Los Merengues win all 6 group fixtures, but they averaged an impressive 2.66 goals per game en route to a 29th consecutive knockout appearance. Madrid's campaign began with a home match against Union Berlin. The atmosphere at the Santiago Bernabeu was electric as Madrid dominated from the start. Vinicius Jr. opened the scoring with a sublime finish, followed by a goal from Jude Bellingham. Rodrigo sealed the deal with a third, and although Berlin managed a late consolidation goal, the 3-1 victory set the tone for Madrid's group stage dominance. The next challenge was a trip to Naples, where they faced a strong Napoli side. Despite the intimidating Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, Madrid put on a masterclass. Karim Benzema scored twice, while Luka Modric and Antonio Rudiger added to the tally, resulting in a resounding 4-1 victory. Napoli was left reeling from Madrid's relentless attack. At home against Braga, Madrid continued their fine form. Goals from Federico Valverde and Eduardo Camavinga secured a comfortable 2-0 win. The defence, led by Thibaut Courtois, was impenetrable, ensuring a clean sheet and maintaining their perfect record. Travelling to Braga for the reverse fixture, Real Madrid showcased their depth and resilience. Rodrigo once again found the net, and a stunning strike from Dani Carvajal ensured a 2-1 win. Despite a spirited effort from Braga, Madrid's experience and quality shone through. Facing Union Berlin again, this time away, Madrid displayed their attacking prowess. Vinicius Jr. was in amazing form, scoring twice. A late goal from Toni Kroos wrapped up a 3-0 victory, further solidifying their dominance in Group C. The final group match was against Napoli at the Bernabeu. With qualification already secured, Ancelotti's side still played with intensity and flair. Benzema, in fine form, scored early, and Modric added another before half-time. Napoli fought back with a goal, but Madrid held firm to win 2-1, completing a perfect group stage run. Was the round of 16 as easy as the group stages? Not quite. Real Madrid faced a tough challenge against RB Leipzig, barely winning on aggregate. Andre Lunin soaked up all the limelight as the Spaniards' hero, making countless vital saves as Madrid narrowly squeaked past RB Leipzig 2-1 on aggregate. The first leg took place at the Red Bull Arena, where Brahim Diaz delivered a moment of magic. His superb solo goal in the first half gave Madrid a 1-0 lead. Despite the slim margin, the goal provided a crucial advantage. but it was Lunin's outstanding performance that kept Leipzig at bay. In the return leg at the Santiago Bernabeu, the tension was palpable. Leipzig came out fighting, determined to overturn the deficit. The breakthrough for Leipzig came midway through the second half when a defensive lapse allowed them to score, levelling the aggregate at 1-1. With the aggregate score tied, Madrid needed a response. In the dying moments, a corner kick led to a scramble in Leipzig's box, and Antonio Rudiger pounced to tap in the decisive goal. The match ended 1-1, but Madrid advanced 2-1 on aggregate. A heavyweight quarter-final tie against Manchester City was supposed to be the end of the road for Ancelotti's team. Yet Madrid showed why no one should dare to write them off early. The first leg at the Santiago Bernabeu was a thrilling encounter. Both teams showcased their attacking ability in a 3-3 draw. In the dying moments, a sensational strike from Luka Modric levelled the score. At the Etihad Stadium, it was all to play for. Real Madrid and Manchester City traded blows, but the defences held firm. Riyad Mahrez gave City the lead, raising the stakes for Madrid. However, a composed finish from Rodrigo levelled the match, and with no further goals, the tie moved to penalties. In the shootout, Madrid's composure and experience shone through. They converted all their penalties, while City couldn't. Real Madrid had overcome another difficult obstacle on their road to Wembley. Facing Thomas Tuchel's Bayern Munich is no easy task, but Real Madrid were up for it. The first leg at the Allianz Arena saw Bayern take control. A determined Bayern side managed to secure a 2-1 victory, with goals from Leroy Sané and Serge Gnabry. Madrid's only consolidation was a crucial away goal from Vinicius Jr., keeping their hopes alive for the return leg. The pressure was on for Ancelotti's men as they headed back to the Santiago Bernabeu. The second leg was a tense affair. Bayern struck first with a goal from Thomas Müller, making it 3-1 on aggregate. Real Madrid responded through a goal, but as the clock ticked down, they were still 3-2 behind on aggregate. It seemed like Bayern would crush their dreams of another final. However, the magic of the Bernabeu came alive in the dying moments. With only a few minutes left, substitute Joselu emerged as the hero. His quick-fire brace stunned Bayern and turned the tie on its head. The stadium erupted as Madrid scored a 4-3 aggregate victory, pushing them into yet another Champions League final. As the UEFA Champions League final unfolded at Wembley, Borussia Dortmund began by dominating the pitch, fueling hopes of a historic victory. Marco Reus's team wasn't precise, but created numerous chances that kept Real Madrid on the defence. The stadium roared with anticipation as Dortmund threatened to turn their underdog dreams into reality. However, the tide turned dramatically. Dani Carvajal broke the deadlock with a sharp strike, swiftly followed by a brilliant goal from Vinicius Jr. These quick, successive goals crushed Dortmund's momentum and dashed their hopes of lifting the trophy. As the final whistle blew, Real Madrid celebrated their 15th Champions League title, leaving Dortmund to reflect on what might have been. As the dust settles at Wembley, Real Madrid have claimed their 15th UEFA Champions League title in a dramatic turnaround against Borussia Dortmund. Initially dominated by Dortmund, Madrid's resilience shone through and led to heartbreak for Marco Reus's Dortmund. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe for more such content.